Hello everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the video. If you're ready for an inspiring story that will leave you in awe, then you're in the right place. Today we're going to talk about a man who changed the course of history and left a mark on the world that can never be erased. His name is Abraham Lincoln. Stick around till the end because there are some incredible moments in his life that you definitely don't want to miss. Now, let's dive in. Abraham Lincoln, born on February 12, 1809, in a small log cabin in Kentucky, didn't start out with the luxuries we often associate with great leaders. He was born into poverty, and his family struggled to make ends meet. They didn't have much, but they had love, and they worked hard every day. As a child, Lincoln had very little formal education. In fact, he only went to school for a few months in his entire childhood. But what Abraham lacked in schooling, he made up for with his thirst for knowledge. Whenever Lincoln had free time, he read. He read everything he could get his hands on: books, newspapers, anything that could help him learn more about the world. And even though he didn't have a lot of resources, Lincoln's determination and curiosity helped him grow in ways that would shape his future. By the time he was in his early 20s, Lincoln had already worked many jobs. He had been a farmhand, a shopkeeper, and even a rail splitter. But his heart was always set on something bigger. He had a dream of becoming a lawyer. So, despite the challenges, Lincoln taught himself the law by reading books on the subject. After much hard work, he passed the bar exam and became a practicing lawyer. It wasn't long before Lincoln's honesty and his ability to think deeply about problems made him well known in his community. People began to respect him for his integrity, and soon he decided to enter politics. He ran for office several times, but the road wasn't easy. He didn't win every election, and there were many setbacks along the way. But Lincoln never gave up. His perseverance paid off when he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1846. However, it was his run for president that would change his life and the history of the country forever. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln ran for president during a time when the United States was deeply divided. The issue of slavery was causing tension between the northern and southern states. The country was on the brink of war. Lincoln, a strong opponent of slavery, believed that the country could not survive half slave and half free. He campaigned for the abolition of slavery and for preserving the Union, but many people in the South didn't agree with him. Despite this opposition, Lincoln won the election. However, his victory was not celebrated by everyone. The southern states, feeling threatened by Lincoln's stance on slavery, decided to leave the Union and form their own country, the Confederacy. This action sparked the beginning of the Civil War, a war that would tear the nation apart. Lincoln's first few years as president were difficult. He faced a divided country, a war that seemed endless, and immense pressure from all sides. But through it all, he remained focused on his goal of preserving the Union and ending slavery. He understood that the war was not just about defeating the South, it was about creating a future where all people could be free. One of the most significant moments in Lincoln's presidency came in 1863, when he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This bold decision declared that all slaves in the Confederate States were to be set free. The Emancipation Proclamation was not just a legal document, it was a powerful symbol of hope. It sent a clear message to the world that the United States would no longer tolerate slavery, and it changed the course of the war. Lincoln believed that freedom was a fundamental right for all people, and he was determined to make that a reality. But the road to freedom was not easy. Lincoln had to make tough decisions, and many people did not agree with his actions. Even within his own government, there were critics who thought he was making the wrong choices. But Lincoln stayed true to his beliefs, and over time, his leadership began to shine through. His ability to remain calm under pressure, to make difficult decisions, and to inspire others became the qualities that defined him as a leader. One of the most memorable moments of Lincoln's presidency was his address at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, in November 1863. The Civil War had been raging for years, and the battle at Gettysburg had been one of the bloodiest of the war. Lincoln's speech, which lasted just a few minutes, was simple yet powerful. He spoke about the importance of liberty and equality, and he reminded the nation that the sacrifices made in the war were for the greater good. His words still echo today, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. As the war dragged on, Lincoln remained determined to see it through to the end. His leadership helped the Union win the war in 1865, but the victory came at a great cost. The nation had been torn apart, and many lives had been lost, but through it all, Lincoln had remained committed to bringing the country back together and ending slavery once and for all. Sadly, just as the war was ending, Abraham Lincoln's life was tragically cut short. On April 14, 1865, just days after the Confederate surrender, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The entire nation mourned his death. He had led the country through its darkest days, and now he was gone. But even in death, Abraham Lincoln's legacy lived on. His leadership during the Civil War, his commitment to ending slavery, and his vision of a united nation changed the course of history. Lincoln's example of perseverance, courage, and integrity continues to inspire people around the world. So, the next time you hear the name Abraham Lincoln, remember the incredible journey he took from a poor farm boy to one of the greatest presidents in American history. His life is a reminder that with determination, courage, and a belief in what's right, one person can change the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found Abraham Lincoln's story as inspiring as I did. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.